think the truth is a dangerous thing because my truth is not necessarily your truth. When I was about 9 years old, I was at summer camp, and I remember talking about Gandhi and that India was a subject of England and was attempting to become independent. And I made the statement that, well, I'm for their becoming independent, but they're not ready yet. And the son of the director, who was quite a bit older, he said, well, what makes you think they're not ready yet? And he spoke to me about it, and I realized that I just took for granted that what I read was true, and it was startling to me to realize that I couldn't believe everything that I read. I have been actively attempting to change the world for the better, to make it a more just world, all of my adult life. I feel the need to be an activist because there is so much injustice in the world, and that seems ridiculous and unfair. I think that just voicing opposition or even just going to demonstrations is not enough. For me, becoming an activist was building a movement. There was a demonstration in Manhattan against nuclear technology, and it was a large crowd of people, and at some point we lay on the ground as if we were dead from a nuclear bomb. And I remember that I was so moved to be part of this group and doing that activism that I started to cry. I was just so happy to that I was becoming an activist. I've been very active in working with the Independence Party for many years, for about probably 30 years. And one of the very key issues has to do with the lack of democracy in the way our elections are held. And one of the key features of the lack of democracy has to do with the fact that 20 states, New York State being one of them, do not allow independents to vote in the primaries. And the primaries, in many cases, in most cases, are really the key to where the election takes place. So I've been working on that for many, many years. For about 12 years, I organized the Bronx Independence Party, and got a lot of credit, a lot of recognition for the work that I did there. What was required there was to get signatures on a petition, many, thousands of signatures. After I decided I didn't want to do any more petitioning, I realized I was bored, and I decided I needed to figure out what I wanted to do. And luckily, in 3 days, I came up with this idea. I'm going to be working with people who are dying and their families, offering emotional and spiritual support. I think I've led a good life, and I've had an easy life. Emotionally, it hasn't been that easy, but it's easy insofar as I've never been hungry. I've always had a roof over my head. I have wonderful friends. So, you know, I don't live where bombs are dropping, and I've never had to deal with a fire or a flood. So in that respect, I've had a very easy life. So I'm very proud of the fact that in spite of this very easy life, that I've done something to help make it a better world.